Hello everyone, Mr. Jeff here. Got a comment that I want to comment on from a subscriber. And I've kind of hit on this subject a little bit before. It had to do, with supervisors and dealing with supervisors. And this is kind of in that way. But I had someone make a comment the other day that what do you do when you have a lead or a supervisor that will not supply you with the things that you need to do an efficient job? Well, there's two or three ways that I guess you could deal with this issue. And first of all, I kind of want to make a personal statement how I feel about something like this. Why would anybody not want to supply the people that you're working for or working for you or working with you with the things that they need to work with to do a good quality job? Because first impressions are huge. And when people walk into a building or a business, they noticed how clean it is. You notice the floors, you notice the restrooms, you notice the atmosphere, the smell of the building. And a lot of times, even if it smells clean to people, the smelling clean, it is clean to them. But I've never understood the fact that why you would not want to give people the equipment or what they need to work with. Just never has really made any sense to me why that would be an issue or case. Because I think a lot of people look at the cleaning industries that it's not making them money, it's costing them money in the long run. And I think maybe also the reason why people think that people in the cleaning industry should make a decent salary because they're not actually producing a product or they're producing anything that's going to, benefit their company as far as income. But I look at it this way. If your place of business has a good first impression, people's going to want to come back. They're going to realize that, hey, this place right here takes pride in their business. They take pride in what they do. I'm not going to name off any retail stores, but there is a huge retail store that's well known worldwide. And they used to be well known for how clean their establishment was. Their floors were very well talked about. And their bathrooms were always clean, but that's not the case anymore. They're too concerned about self-checkout. Oops, did I let it slip who that might possibly be? But anyway, if you'll notice, if you've been around for the last 35, 40 years, 30 years, that some of these bigger retail stores that used to be very clean and very well kept up, they're not kept up like they once was. And I notice those things because, that's the kind of business that I'm in. But the general public notices it as well. Why do we keep going to these retail stores? Well, a lot of times it's all that's available and it's the only option we have. But a small business or whatever it may be, or an education setting, grocery store setting, needs to be clean. It needs to be recognized that it's well kept up and clean. And putting the money into the equipment and the stuff you need to clean with, it's an investment for the business. That's my personal opinion. Now to get back to the fact of how do you handle someone that's not giving you what you need to work with. Well, first of all, it's not your problem. Does it create stress and anxiety for you as the person that's trying to do the job? Absolutely, it does. But if they're not going to give you what you need to work with and the equipment that you need to work with, you can't worry about what you can't control. There's nothing that you can do about it. It's out of your control. You can't put out your own money, which some people do in this industry, put out their own money from time to time to buy certain things to make their job easier or better. But we shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to do that. And I know in certain settings, if you work in a school setting or different things like that, there is a certain amount of a budget or different things that are allowed. But I'm going to give you an example of something. When I started working in the school system, there was a brand new school built. And so this new school in this system is they got some auto scrubbers, floor machines, janitorial carts, some nicer floor equipment and different things. Well, I started there and I transferred to a school that didn't have all that stuff, and it was in the same system. But what it was is that the custodian that was there, all he knew was that one school, because that's the only school that he'd ever worked in, and that was the only situation that he'd ever worked in. And what he knew, he gained through self-knowledge and just talking to people, but he was pretty much set in his ways and what he was doing. And he had the mentality is that they're not going to give it to me if I ask for it. So I began to talk things up and talk about things. I said, hey, we need an auto scrubber for this school. We got terrazzo hall floors, and we've got a big gym and a big lunchroom, and we're hand mopping all of this stuff, and we need an auto scrubber. And he's like, they're not going to get us an auto scrubber. Well, I started talking about getting an auto scrubber. Within along that time, also, we needed a squeegee vac because we had a big rubber gym floor that we cleaned every year. And trying to get the water off that gym floor, we was doing it with a shop vac and squeegees. Also, we were stripping and waxing floors using a shop vac. Well, we was burning 2 shop vacs a summer up because that chemical wasn't bypassing the motor, so it was burning it up. So the first thing I asked for, I thought I'm going to work into this a little bit gradually, is I'm going to ask for a squeegee vac. Well, I went and I talked to them about the squeegee vac. I explained how it worked. And I sold them on it. I sold them on the idea. We got a squeegee vac. That custodian had never used anything like that before in his life, in his career. And we did that gym in 3 days, just the 2 of us. And he said it was taking him anywhere from a week and a half to 2 weeks before I came there to do it. Well, also, he didn't have custodial carts. And I talked him into buying some custodial carts. Once he started working off a custodial cart, he was like, man, this is amazing. Where have I been all of these years? Well, let's fast forward a little bit, a couple of years to the auto scrubber. Well, see, I'd already sold him on the fact of the squeegee vac and the idea of the janitor's carts. So the idea of the auto scrubber, I talked to him and I said, hey, if you just let this company come out and demo this machine and you see how it works, then y'all can make a decision to call from there. So it couldn't have worked out any better. It happened to be a time that we had a big outdoor event and they used the gym and the gym floor was really dirty. So my idea was I'm going to carry them down there to that dirty rubber gym floor and let them demo that machine on that dirty floor because I knew what was fixing to happen. I knew that it was going to make a very good impression. So I went down there to the gym with this demo company, had all the big wigs in there, the ones that made the decision with the money and everything. And that guy made one pass without auto scrubber. And that floor looked from dirty to look like it was new. Sold. It sold the idea. So the big thing that I'm saying is this, is that you got to sell the idea. Look, these companies will come out and demo equipment for nothing. And a lot of times, that machine is going to stay there because when people see the difference that it's going to make, I mean, you take a hall, for instance, or a grocery store or something like that, for instance, that you've been hand mopping, then you run an automatic auto scrubber down through there with a cleaning solution in it with a pad, and it's sucking up that dirty water. It's going to look like you've basically stripped and waxed that floor from the difference of from the dingy, dirty floor that you have to that. That was sale. And another thing is you got to let them know that you know how to use this equipment or you're willing to learn this equipment, that you can do the job more efficient, more better, and actually you may end up saving them some money in the long run. And you sell them on that first appearance. And if they don't buy that and they won't go for anything that you're trying to do better wise as far as anything that you're using or want to try to use, and they won't buy into it, it's not your problem. And you have to let it go. And if you can't deal with that, well, you may have to move on and find somewhere to work that actually will. Hey, while I'm on here, I want to thank each and every one of y'all. all of y'all that have subscribed. When I started this channel, it was for school custodians. Man, I have got so many people. There's people on here that own their own businesses. There's people on here that work in hospitals and grocery stores and all kind of different places, colleges, schools, daycares, churches, any kind of cleaning things. I have get comments from so many different people. They're in the cleaning industry and it's on this channel watching this old country boy. And I'm like, it just amazes me for all that. And also, I just want to share, if you like to help an old guy out that's got a kid in college and a couple kids in band in high school and taking different trips, and you'd like just to help out and all that, if you'd like to buy me a coffee, I'm going to leave a link in the description below. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all and your support in this channel. And check this video out right here. And y'all have a great day.